Let's rub our palms together. I'm going to bring the thumbs into the sternum, a nice deep full breath all the way into the belly. Full exhale out. Nice deep full breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Nice deep full breath in. Nice full breath out. Welcome to lower your hands if that would be more comfortable for you for the Mangala Sharin mantra. Nice deep full breath in together. Sri Guru Deve Name. Angode Name. Jugangode Name. Sangode Name. Sri Guru Deve Name. Angode Name. Jugangode Name. Sangode Name. Sri Guru Deve Name. Angode Name. Jugangode Name. Sangode Name. Sri Guru Deve Name. Let's go one more time together. Angode Name. Jugangode Name. Sangode Name. Sri Guru Deve Name. Lovely job. Nice deep full breath in. And a full exhale out. And a few moments to connect with yourself, to connect with your breath, to invite that breath deep into the belly. We're going to work with a lovely Kriya tonight, the Kriya for self-realization. To realize the self. One of the things it's always really stuck out for me in this practice is the ability to find myself when I can't find myself. It's one of those really beautiful things that Kundalini Yoga does. Is it'll bring you to the most authentic version of you, and we got to get through a lot of layers a lot of the times to get there. I have a very busy neurotic mind, right? So I have to get through the layers of my mind. I have a lot of emotional experiences. I got to get through the layers of my emotional experience. I got to get through the body, right, and the physical senses in the body. I got to get through the energy systems and try to find that place deep inside of myself. And it's at that place, it's that place inside of us where we feel at home, And so ultimately, I think that's one of the most important aspects of any practice, whether it's our recovery practices, if we're in recovery, if it's Kundalini Yoga, right, is to find ourselves, to find that most true and authentic version of who we are in the world, and to be that person. That's such a great gift. As a young person, I was always, I still do this sometimes. I become who people want me to be. I become who I think you want me to be, so that you'll like me. And that was a very big part of the younger years of my life, and a lot of it came down to, one, that's normal when you're young, but as I got older, it was because I didn't know who I was. And I for sure didn't love that person. I didn't love that person for just who he was. I didn't know how to do it yet. And so I just became what other people want me to be so I can get that love and their approval, so then I could feel like I could love and approve myself. But the problem with that is that when you don't get the love and approval of other people the way you want it, then you don't feel it for yourself, and then it becomes a vicious cycle of doing what we think we need to do to make other people happy so we feel happy. And it's like any addiction. It becomes, we build up a tolerance to it, we need more of it, and it stops working. And so Kriya, like the Kriya for self-realization, is really designed to bring us to ourselves and our most authentic version of ourselves. And like with all of our classes, we want to invite in the smile, we want to invite in the affirmations, I love you, I'm so proud of you, you're doing such a good job. If you come to some classes and you never come back, but you take that, breathing into your belly and just learning how to say those few lines to yourself, I think that's the greatest gift we can give to ourselves, and one of the most important lessons we can learn anywhere is to just breathe into the belly and learn how to treat ourselves kindly and talk to ourselves kindly. It's funny how it feels corny to talk to ourselves kindly, but it never feels corny to beat ourselves up. You're never beating yourself up thinking, oh, that's really corny. But like when we start doing something like, I love you, may you be at peace, I'm proud of you. You're like, oh, it's kind of corny. I don't know how I feel about that. And we want to switch that around, right? We want it to be corny to be harmful to ourselves, and we want it to feel natural and normal to be nurturing to ourselves. And so that'll be part of the physiology of the Kriya, to get into ourselves deep enough to start to plant those seeds of loving kindness in a way that they can actually take seed. We also have this beautiful new Copal bowl, courtesy of Anna and Koa. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You guys are good. You guys love the genie things. The Hawaiian genie. Hobra.
What you like?
What you like. Oh, all right. So let's drop into it. I think we're going to start off with something. That's right. We're going to start off something different than Sufi circles. They come a little bit later in the Kriya. And so what we're going to be doing is the Wah Guru. So if we've been to class before, we may be familiar with the Wah breath. But the Wah breath is on an inhale. Wah, wah. So I inhale and make that sound. Wah. The mouth gets big. The breath feels big, right? It's very oxygenating breath, really good for our nervous system. And we're going to be flicking the fingers out as we do that. Wah. Guru. Guru on the exhale. Wah. Guru. And so we can come into this together. We'll be here for about 3 minutes together. Guru. 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 The eyes are welcome to close. Come up to that third eye point, that third eye drishti, soft and relaxed. Guru. 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 Opening up those upper brachial nerves, opening up the heart center, cleaning it out, flicking out of our heart anything that's no longer serving us, bringing the prayers of love in. Guru. 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 A minute to go. Find your rhythm. Find your flow. Expressing outward and going inward. Guru. 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 One last deep wah in. Stretch up nice and big. Lift Mulaban, that lifting of the pelvic floor. Stretch up to the crown of the head. Eyes at the third eye point. And release. A few moments of meditation. Going within. Noticing how you feel. What does the Kriya do in the body? Palms are going to come out facing in front of us. Elbows at the sides. Fingers spread nice and wide. We're going to do an 8-stroke inhale through the nose. 8-stroke exhale through the nose. Yeah, so 8 little. You should be totally full by the 8th. And then 8 out, and you should be completely empty. Yeah? Eyes will close, they'll come to the third eye point. Another little meditation will be here for about 3 minutes. Any questions? Feel good? Heart a little forward, shoulder blades a little bit back, open through the fingers, eyes closed, then we'll begin together. Find your rhythm with it. Don't worry about what your neighbor's doing. Find your flow. A light pumping of the belly too as you breathe, just gentle, stimulating that solar plexus, that fire in the gut. Building the relationship between consciousness and the mind with the breath. Connecting breath and body. Connecting body and mind. Allowing the breath to take you to your true self. And a nice deep full breath in. All the way into the belly. Good lift on Mula Bandha, that pelvic floor lift, that Kegel muscle pull. Stretch the fingers open nice and wide. Lift through the crown, eyes of the third eye, hold. And release. A few moments of meditation. Notice how you feel that subtle regulation of the nervous system, bringing the energy systems online. Oxygenating all the cells. And we'll come into our Sufi circles. If you'd like to come off your cushion, you can. Come flat on the ground, in easy pose, and beginning some 360-degree movements. Allowing them to be as big or as small as you'd like them to be. Finding your rhythm. The inhale is invited to be the front half of the circle. The exhale, the back half of the circle. Long, deep, full breaths into the belly. Eyes are welcome to close. Come up to the third eye point if you'd like. As we breathe and we move in synchronicity with each other, we gain access to that control panel, to the autonomic nervous system. Start to have effect on the physiology of the body. Emptying out all that psycho-emotional energy for the day. Finding ease. Coming out of the mind, into the breath, into the movement. And coming the other way, switching directions. As I breathe in, it calms my body. As I breathe out, I smile. Taking a nice deep inhale to center. Sitting up nice and tall. Lifting Mulaban. And release. A few moments of meditation. We'll come into some spinal flexes. You're invited to do this in rock pose on your knees. If it's too much to be on your knees, you can put a cushion underneath you. You can also stay in easy pose if it just feels like too much to be on the knees. The hands will come flat down the knees, and we'll do an extended spinal flex. So what we're used to doing as far as the flexion moving forward and back on the spine, but it'll be a little bit more exaggerated with a lot more neck, so it's going to be a lot slower. So as I inhale, I bring the heart forward and the head really comes back. And as I exhale, I come back and my chin comes all the way down into my chest. Moving nice and slow, inhaling forward, exhaling back. The movement leading with the heart. Eyes are welcome to close. Come to that third eye drishti. Inhale and exhale both through the nose. Find your rhythm, find your flow. Settle into the movement, into the breath. Dropping out of the mind, down through the heart, into the navel. Into that root center. The lower chakras that connect us into the earth. Opening through the heart and extending up through the upper chakras into the heaven. Find your rhythm in this moving meditation. Deep inhale to center, sitting up nice and tall, lifting Mulaban, stretching up through the crown. And release. A few breaths, and then we'll gently return back to easy pose. Cross leg. And work with some shoulder shrugs, just some alternating shoulder shrugs, just to release some of that tension that we build up in the neck and the shoulders from the stress of our life. And also opening up that throat chakra so we can find our voice, find our connection with our faith and our trust. Palms will come down onto the thighs or the knees. Heart will come a little forward, shoulder blade a little back, a little tiny Jalandhar Bandha, right? Like as if you're holding like a tennis ball underneath your chin, right? So the chin just comes kind of down just a little and back just a little. Good alignment of the spine and neck muscles. As I inhale the left shoulder up and exhale it down, both through the nose, inhaling up the right shoulder, exhaling down, alternating at your own pace. Breathe loud enough to hear yourself. You want to use that pranayama to clean out the energy. Find your rhythm, find your flow. Now both shoulders together, inhaling up, exhaling down. Now we'll increase the speed a little bit if that feels good for you. So up and then just letting them drop. Shake it off. Whatever stress you're bringing into this moment, let it go. If you're feeling up for a little bit more, double the speed again. No need if it doesn't feel right, but if it feels good, really get a good final cleansing in this area. Now a nice deep inhale, shoulders up. Lift Willaband, stretch up to the crown. Lifting. And release. A few moments of meditation. Maybe a sip of water or some tea if you'd like. We want to get ourselves really grounded, really centered in that navel point. And the navel and the sacrum, the dantian, all of that's the same chakra, right? It's all in that solar plexus kind of area, right? Sacral chakra, solar plexus kind of region. A lot of it's our creativity power, our identity, how we metabolize and digest the experience of our life. So we want to get good and centered there. So we're going to come up back, and we're going to roll back on the sacrum. And the feet are going to come together, the soles of the feet. And the fingers are going to come into like a Venus grip around the feet. And then we're going to roll back on our sacrum, kind of balance on it. And you can pull against your feet with your hands to get the heart forward, get some good alignment in the back. And we're going to work with the breath of fire. Everyone go with breath of fire, yeah? All feel okay with it? That pumping of the navel, exhaling as you pump in. So we'll take a nice deep breath in together, close the eyes. Up at the third eye point and breath of fire. Find your balance, find your center point. If you're feeling really comfortable, try to get your feet up around the heart center. kind of in line with the heart. Perhaps that invitation of the smile on the mouth. Some words of loving kindness to yourself. I'm so proud of you. You're doing such a good job. That's what we want to program into the solar plexus. About 30 more seconds. Deep, full breath in. Pull the feet towards the heart. Lift the heart. Lift through Mula Bandha. Stretch up to the crown. And release. Another few moments of meditation. Just connect with yourself. In this next posture, we're going to work with a platform pose on our forearms, kind of like a plank, forearm plank, with a breath of fire. And then we're going to soften into a Sphinx pose with some long, deep breaths. So it's about, I think, a minute and a half of each one. And so the platform pose, you think of like a push-up. You're going to be up on the balls of the feet, only you're going to come down so the elbows are underneath the shoulders and the forearms and the palms are down against your mat. Good engagement through the core. If that feels like too much, you could always lower your knees, but we'll be in there for breath of fire for about a minute and a half. And then after that, we'll drop down, just allowing the pelvic bowl to kind of come down onto the mat, which will arch us through the back. And we'll lift the head and lead through the heart, pulling the forearms against the body, towards the body a little bit. And then I'll get a good opening through the heart and then long, deep, full breaths there. That feel good? Any questions? Let's do it. Yes, coming up into that platform. Take a nice, deep, full breath in. Breath of fire. Deep engagement of the core as you pump the belly, lighting up that fire of the solar plexus. I'm going to get it nice and hot so we can burn off whatever experiences we move through in our life. We can handle whatever comes our way when we have a hot furnace. Always do what you can. Feel good about that. If it gets to be too much in the body, you could take a rest. You're doing such a good job. Deep, full breath in. Exhale, lower into that Sphinx posture. Head will come to face forward. Eyes can be open or closed. Pulling against the forearms. Get that opening in the heart. Long, deep, full breaths into the belly. A little bit of core engagement to protect the lower spine. Long, deep, full breaths as we move that energy we cultivated in the solar plexus up into the heart and the upper chakras. feeding into that third eye, that lens of our perception, giving energy and power to the way we see the world. Nice deep full breath in, lowering down onto your belly. You can make a little pillow with your hands and take a little nap. Nice long deep full breath. And we'll flip over onto our back, nice and slow. And we'll work a little bit with stretch pose. 30 seconds and then a minute of stretch pose. Get the timer so that we don't go too long. If you're familiar with stretch pose, the full posture looks like legs are 6 to 12 inches off the ground, hands are 6 to 12 inches off the ground, yeah? And the head is lifted looking right at the toes. That's full stretch pose. And we do breath of fire. If you need a little support for your lower back, you can put your hands underneath your bottom and get that little support. Take care of yourself. If it gets to be too much, any sharp sensations in the lower back, lower one leg, lower the other. Just take care of yourself. Do it. We'll do 30 seconds and we'll do a minute. This wakes us up. Get a good wake up every cell in the body. So let's come to lay down flat on the back. Taking a nice deep, full inhale in. Full exhale out. Bringing the knees into the chest. Nice, full, deep inhale in. Full exhale out. Deep breath in, coming into stretch pose. And breath of fire. Always do what you can. Feel good about that. If the lower back starts to lift off the mat, that's how you know you need to get the hands underneath the bottom. Deep, full breath in. Lift through the core, engage through the core, stretch through the body. And release. Take a rest, take some nice deep full breath. Stretch pose, so good for our nervous system. Get that beautiful vagus nerve response as we release the breath and relax. And we'll bring the knees into the chest again. Nice deep full breath in. Full exhale out. Deep breath in, coming into stretch pose. Breath of fire. Doing such a good job. Let yourself know. 15 seconds. Do what you can. Feel good about that. Deep breath in. Engage the core. Stretch, lift, and release. Great job. Feel that. So good. Distributing that prana all through the body. We'll just work with a little bit of moving meditation. So bringing the knees into the chest, taking a couple forward and backwards rock and rolls as we bring ourselves up to stand when you feel ready. The legs will come nice and wide. Feet are at a 45-degree angle. We're going to start 2 different moving meditations, so you can watch me for just a sec. The first one, we're going to go prayer and inhale to the center. Exhale, archer to each side. Archer's thumbs up, fingers in, as if you're pulling a bow and arrow. The knee that's coming out, the front knee, is going to be the same as the arm. So both right for me on this side. Breathing in, prayer to the center, exhaling, archer to the other side. And then, after we'll do that for about a minute and a half, and then the inhale to the center will have the palms out, and the exhale will have prayer posed to each side. We're doing 2 different things. The first one is taking what's in our heart and expressing it into the world. The next one is that act of humility and gratitude, of like honoring the totality of existence, kind of in each direction with our movement. Cool? Make sense? All right, so prayer pose into center. Deep inhale in. Exhale, archer. Start to the right if you'd like. Inhale, center. Archer to the left. Continue at your own pace, find your own flow. No need to rush. What do you want to express from your heart out into the world? And now inhaling, next time you come to center, palms will push out to the sides. Exhaling, prayer to the right. Finding a rhythm with this act of humility and honoring. Nice deep inhale to center. Lifting Mula Bandha, stretching out through the palms, pushing like you're pushing against the wall on both sides. Lift up to the crown. Exhale into a nice forward fold. We'll slowly come back down to easy pose. And I want us to spend just about 2 minutes together in meditation. And you can use an internal mantra, a silent mantra. On the inhale, we'll use the mantra Sat. On the exhale, we'll use the mantra Nam. It's really fun because this is where you can actually tell that the mantra comes from the sound of the breath. So the sound of the inhale sounds like a Sat. The sound of the exhale sounds like a Nam. But you can add those silent internal words as you breathe. Really lovely anchor to go along with the breath. So any meditative posture that feels good, but if you want a suggestion, we can come into Gyan Mudra, thumb and forefinger together. The fingers will come down on top of the knees. The hands will come on top of the knees. Eyes will close, come to the third eye point. And begin some gentle, natural breaths into the belly. Invitation for the mantra of Sat Nam with the breath. And if you're feeling comfortable in this seated meditation posture, you're welcome to stay here. If you'd like to come down onto your back for Shavasana, you're welcome to do that. The invitation to bring your head towards the front of the room for the gongs. begin to bring the awareness back into your body, back into this space, back into this time. Perhaps inviting in some gentle movement, like wiggling the fingers of the toes, maybe twirling the wrists of the ankles. Inviting in any gentle stretches that might feel nice, but really taking your time, feeling no need to rush as we slowly come back. Staying rooted to that deeper place, drinking from the deeper well. And over the next minute or two, we'll gently return to a seated posture. And you're welcome to take any movements, stretches, or positions along the way to get there. Take your time. What a beautiful life we've been given. A blessed opportunity to be alive in this moment, in this time. Be here on this beautiful island together. What a blessing. And we'll close class with the mantra Sat Nam. We'll do that mantra just one time, a long Sat, a short Nam. We'll rub the palms together. Bring the thumbs into the sternum. Nice deep, full breath in. Full exhale out. Nice deep breath in. Great Spirit, please put us in the places you want us to be, with the people you want us to be with, doing the things that you want us to do. Thank you for the joys and the challenges of our lives. Amen. Sat Nam. Namaste. Thanks everyone for joining. Little Monday night Kriya for self-realization. I hope we found a little bit of space inside of ourselves, a little bit deeper into what and who we are. Some will call that God. Go closer to that infinite source of energy that we all come from. I think God's a fine word. It's one of those words I had to reclaim, but it's actually quite a lovely word. For the English language, I think it does it justice. Simple, it's like dog, 3-letter words, they're very simple. We really complicated that one over the years, but it's nice to make it simple again. A mystery.